From the brink of disaster to a triumphant victory. You won't believe the staggering number of points Caitlin Clark racked up in her latest game. What began as a night filled with fear turned into an unforgettable triumph for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. The star rookie faced a daunting challenge early on, but still led her team to a hard-fought 84-79 victory over the Atlanta Dream on Monday night. Despite the scare, Caitlin Clark delivered 19 crucial points. Just 7 minutes into the game, Clark tried to navigate through a screen when she appeared to roll her left ankle. She collapsed to the floor, crying out in pain. Clark remained on the floor, clutching her left ankle in visible pain. Here, have a look.
Passing season as well. Her assist numbers. Oh no, Caitlin Clark just went down.
The training staff quickly rushed to her aid, but she managed to walk to the Fever bench under her own power. While the game continued, she had her ankle examined on the sidelines during a timeout. Clark stayed on the bench as the quarter ended, not heading to the locker room. The injury seemed less severe than initially feared as she returned to the game at the start of the second quarter, immediately scoring on Indiana's first possession. Clark rediscovered her touch from beyond the arc and drove into the paint with dazzling dribbles to score easy layups.
This third quarter. Behind the back, Clark.
When Caitlin Clark went down, it was a moment of collective concern for anyone who loves basketball. Indiana Fever fans were holding their breath, and Caitlin Clark's fans, like myself, were definitely worried. The way she grabbed her ankle immediately made you fear the worst. My first thought was an Achilles injury, which can be devastating. But then, after seeing the replay, it was clear she had just turned her ankle, which, while painful, isn't usually as serious. You could tell she was in real pain when she hit the floor, but she managed to shake it off. It reminded me of a similar ankle injury she had earlier in the season. She toughed it out then, just like she did this time, getting back into the game. Naturally, everyone wanted to know how she was doing after the game, and during the press conference, Caitlin was asked about it. She downplayed the incident, reassuring everyone that it wasn't as bad as it looked.
First row in front.
Caitlin, you went down earlier. Talk to us about that moment for you and then fighting through that to get back into the game.
Yeah, I saw the replay. I look really soft. It wasn't that bad of a turn, but it hurt. So sometimes you just need a second to give yourself a second. If you ever sprain your ankle, it just kind of stings for a little bit. So I was good. They're like, "You want to go in the back?" I'm like, "No, please, just tape right here. Let's go. We gotta keep going. Get on with the game." But I've done it a few times, so it is what it is. You're not a real basketball player if you haven't sprained your ankle a bunch. That's when you know.
Yeah.
You heard Kelsey Mitchell chime in with facts, and she's right. Any basketball player who's sprained an ankle knows that feeling. You can tell when it's something you can shake off versus when it's a more serious injury that might put you on crutches or sideline you for weeks. Thankfully for the Fever, Caitlin Clark was okay. It's a bit of a joke now, but it really highlights her mentality. Think about everything she's gone through this season. Early on, some people were like, "Oh, poor Caitlin. She needs to be protected." But I knew she was tough. She's faced challenges head on, and you could see from the start that she's built to handle whatever comes her way. The quick turnaround, the condensed schedule, the physicality she faced, and the team's struggles, all of that was weighing on her. But Caitlin Clark pushed through it. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and she's come out stronger on the other side. You can see a shift in attitude, not just in her, but across the league and the sports world. Atlanta was buzzing, the crowd was electric, and from reports, even the Dream players went out of their way to greet Caitlin Clark. Tina Charles, the second all-time leading scorer in WNBA history, said this before the game.
Building a great fan base. It's great that there's a fitting arena in Atlanta just to accommodate. Obviously, we know who Caitlin Clark is and what she's been able, her impact in this league and especially this year. So, however we can get it, I'll take it for me personally. So, just thankful that I'm able to be a part of it and still be here to witness it. Yeah.
It's been quite a journey for Caitlin Clark. All of it, the excitement, the intensity, is part of what makes her so remarkable. She's known for her competitiveness and toughness. Even after an injury, she was eager to get back on the court. She'll joke about it later and talk smack when needed, showing that she's not just a skilled player, but also a fierce competitor. From her struggles earlier in the season to her current performances, she's proven she can handle anything that comes her way. With 19 points and 7 rebounds after injuring her ankle, it's clear she's set a high standard for herself. Despite any criticism, it's undeniable that Caitlin Clark is one tough cookie. Aside from Clark's injury scare, it was a stellar night for Indiana. The Fever kicked off the game with an 8-0 run, seizing a lead they never gave up. Aaliyah Boston asserted her dominance in the paint from the start, while Kelsey Mitchell dazzled across the offensive end. Indiana's momentum was so strong that they led by as many as 18 points during the game. Despite being outside the playoff picture, Atlanta had been one of the hottest teams since the Olympic break ended. The Dream had won their first 3 games in August before falling to the Phoenix Mercury on Friday. However, the Dream's offensive struggles, which have plagued them all season, were on full display Monday. Atlanta ranks last in the WNBA in points per game, 75.8, and field goal percentage, 41%, and they shot just 37% against Indiana. Despite a late push in the fourth quarter that brought the game within 2 points and gave them a chance to tie in the final seconds, the Dream couldn't convert. Indiana's dominance over Atlanta this season continued, improving to 3-0 against them. Mitchell led the scoring with 29 points, while Boston contributed a double-double with 14 points and 11 rebounds. Caitlin Clark's impact is still huge. The Dream usually play at Gateway Center Arena, which holds 5,000 fans. But with Clark and her team coming to town, they shifted the game to State Farm Arena, where the Atlanta Hawks play, which can fit nearly 17,000 people. The arena was packed, and the demand was so high that they even sold standing room-only tickets. The Dream announced that 17,608 people showed up, making it not just the largest crowd for a Dream game, but also the most attended WNBA game ever in Georgia. Caitlin Clark had an impressive performance, finishing the game with 19 points and playing for 36.54 minutes. She also recorded 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, and 2 turnovers. Clark shot 6 for 14 from the field and 4 for 9 from three-point range. Notably, with her 4th three-pointer of the game, Clark tied Ryan Howard's WNBA single-season rookie record for most three-pointers made, matching Howard's 85 from the 2022 season. The best part? Clark sank the record-tying three-pointer over Howard's outstretched arms.
Something major for one of those true superstars in the game.
Yep.
They're not going to get the foul. K-State has won.
Caitlin Clark is also making strides on the rookie scoring list, now with 539 points, placing her 15th overall. The top spot is held by Simone Augustus, who scored 744 points during her rookie season in 2006 with the Minnesota Lynx. The victory marks Indiana's 3rd win in their last 4 games, bringing their record to 14-16 for the season. The Fever are currently holding the number 7 seed in the WNBA, which would secure their first postseason berth in 8 years. Their next game is scheduled for Wednesday night against the Connecticut Sun. Thanks for catching up with us on Caitlin Clark's incredible night and the Fever's thrilling win. What did you think about Clark's performance and her resilience after that injury scare? Do you think Indiana has what it takes to make a deep run in the playoffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this update, hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more sports highlights and news. Don't forget to tap the bell icon so you stay updated with all our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.